Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into one of life's biggest questions, right? What even is happiness? We're going to break down its architecture, bust a few myths, and figure out what it really takes to build a joyful mind.
So let's kick things off with this really powerful idea from the true story of Chris Gardner. You probably know him from The Pursuit of Happiness. This guy faced unbelievable hardship, but this belief, this idea that no one could define his limits, that was his foundation. It's a perfect place for us to start.
You know, we all have this little formula in our heads for how happiness works, one we've probably been using our whole lives. But what if that whole equation is fundamentally backward?
Okay, so here's what most of us believe. You work hard, you become successful, and then, finally, you'll be happy. But Chris Gardner's story completely flips that script. He found a way to be driven and hopeful during the struggle, and that shows us the reframe. Happiness isn't the prize you get for being successful, it's the fuel that gets you there.
All right, so if success isn't the direct path, it's got to be money, right? The more money you have, the happier you get. Simple. Well, let's see what the research actually says about that one.
And this is where we hit a really crucial idea, the happiness plateau. Look, money is absolutely important for meeting our basic needs. Food, a safe place to live. But once you have that covered, the power of money to make you happier drops off a lot. It's a classic case of diminishing returns.
So the big takeaway here is that real prosperity, that deep sense of contentment, you just can't buy it. The things money can get you often aren't the things that create real, lasting joy. So if a giant house and a fancy car aren't the answer, then what is? What are the actual ingredients for a joyful mind? Turns out it comes down to all these things you can't put a price tag on. That joy you get from an activity you just love, the strength you get from real relationships, the simple warmth of feeling loved, and the memories you make with your people. These are the real pillars of a happy life.
And a huge part of being able to build on those pillars is taking ownership. When things go wrong, it's so easy to point fingers and blame other people. But that blame, it's a trap. It just keeps you stuck. It's only when you let that go and take responsibility for your own state of mind that you can actually move forward.
Okay, so we've kind of covered the why. We get that happiness is an inside job, and it's not directly tied to how much money you make or how successful you are. So now, let's get practical. Let's shift from the why to the how.
The source material actually gives us 10 steps to improve happiness, and you can see 4 of the big ones right here. But what's really fascinating is that the author pulls out 2 of them saying they have a massive, outsized impact on our well-being. Let's take a look at what they are.
The first one is faith. And look, this doesn't have to be religious at all. It can be faith in yourself, faith in other people, or just a general faith in the process of life itself. That kind of belief gives you this deep inner peace and that resilience that can help you get through pretty much anything.
And the second one is something we all know we need more of: sleep. Seriously, it is not a luxury. It is an absolute necessity for a happy mind. When you don't get enough, you're irritable, you're impatient, you're unhappy. But when you do, you're more alert, more patient, and just better equipped to deal with life. So we've broken down the myths, we've looked at the practical steps. What does all of this boil down to? What is the one single most important takeaway here? It's this: happiness is not a destination you finally arrive at or some prize you win at the end of the game. It is an inner state. It's a byproduct of how you choose to see the world. And the most amazing part, it's not something only a few lucky people have. It exists inside every single one of us, just waiting to be acknowledged.
I mean, this is the perfect way to think about it, right? The glass is half empty, the glass is half full. Neither one is technically wrong. The amount of water is the same, but choosing to see it as half full, well, that makes life a whole lot more joyful. It is all about the frame you decide to put around your reality. So in the end, happiness isn't something that happens to you when you finally get everything you want. It's a choice you make every single day in how you think and how you see the world. That power is entirely yours. So, what choice will you make?